Do that too if it needs to be done.
Golf course, Dick.
Well, it's too level. It's a little steeper.
It don't create enough problem this way.
Is that right? Picks up sound too?
Yeah.
He can't use that thing on me. No.
Well, come down to see us. He'll go find
Which place? Where y'all's place around here?
We'll get down to Athens.
Yeah. The road, they like this fresh dirt, you know.
We see them swimming away.
And they're curious, you know. Y'all going to a fine place now. I've worked on that too.
I know you did. We walked that way.
They're my best friends. You know, somebody got a hold of them, got all their damn money. And then I had to go up there and I to start farms till I built that lake. Helping them around there. They got the little cabin built, but the rest of that I sort of put the store where it is and built that lake. But you know, I've had all my rap parties for the movies up there, and they never have let me down yet.
We walked there one time when we were making a movie.
Yeah. You know,
Motorcycle.
we've made 20 full movies and 250 commercials.
Yeah.
Okay, Rick.
So nice. Nobody likes any change up here, though. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I know.
She's been here forever. Boy, every time I cut a tree, she comes see me.
She owns Seed Lake, does she?
Well, you know, that's what people, a couple got murdered up there. They had Chester on TV. And I noticed when them reporters asked Chester a question, they didn't take it any further. They took his first answer.
Well, Chester's wrong about that now, God damn it. There's two sides to that. They messed old George Welch up, and I'm the only one that's on his side. But the story on that is that George Welch, several years ago, went up there and made a deal with them to put a rock crusher up there. And everybody knew George Welch. They didn't think he had no money or no way to do nothing, and didn't have enough money to hurt nothing. And they just didn't pay no attention to it, and George went up there and spent a right smart of money building a road out through there and shooting up some old rock, getting ready to put a crusher in. Well, first thing anybody knew, he come in there with a damn rock crusher that was the biggest that I've ever seen, a big old jaw crusher that he got over in South Carolina somewhere, and it even had to get Mayflower to take a 3-axle trailer to haul it in there. It's a monstrous thing. Well, boy, when he pulled in with that, of course, then that upset Rayburn Quarries up there, you know, and Claude Kelly and all of them. So the story goes that Claude Kelly come down there and give them old people $2,600 and told them not to let George Welch back on his land. Well, poor old George had done bought the damn crusher and had all that money in it and everything, and then they wouldn't let him back on the property. Well, then George fooled around and they wouldn't let him back, and he was mad as hell and come down there and talked to me about it and all this and asked me what I'd do about it, everything. And it just like to drove him crazy. Well, he went off and left an old screen up there, a thing that sizes the rock. After you crush it, it comes through a screen and it gets the sand out and all that stuff and makes it different size. But on the old woman. Well, naturally, that old woman was standing there in the way when George, after he'd shot George, and George just sort of shoved her over out of the way when Jay shot him, and George started running out of the house, and he did, the way I got it figured out, the old man saying, "Where's he at? I'm going to finish killing him." And George run out to the car, and he grabbed that rifle out of the car and turned around, and like would happen at anybody's home, if a man was fighting with somebody or shooting at him, the woman would be following, tagging along, holding on to him, saying, "No, don't do that." Well, when George got a hold of that gun, him shot in the head, and that blood in his eyes and face, he just turned and he just started shooting in the dark at the old man. And of course it hit the old woman too, and she just wheeled and run in the kitchen and fell dead, and the old man just sat down there dead. That's what the damn deal is. Well, the thing about it is, to me, is Jay was wrong in the first place because he'd made a deal with George for the old crusher. Well, then the next thing that was wrong about it was if he had let let George got the old crusher screen and took it on away, he'd still have his life today. Now, George wouldn't have had any reason to be up there asking him about anything if he'd let him got that old screen. But since he didn't let him get the old screen, now if Jada needed the old screen or needed to get money out of it, but it laid right there for 10 years, so by him keeping that old screen sort of as a grudge or something against George and not letting him get it, the way I look at it, it just cost him his damn life.
Yeah.
And as far as me being mad at old George about it, I'm not. But he's come down there 2 or 3 times and talked to me about it, and I know all about it. And you got to do other people the way you want to be done. Now, if Jay to give him that old damn screen back, George wouldn't have had no excuse to have been up there.
Yeah. Was he still in jail or is he out?
No, he's in jail. And see, now what makes it bad is, and where Chester's wrong, now Chester's my best friend, but Chester's wrong because Chester's daddy got drowned up here in Lake Burton hauling a load of liquor across the lake. What do you say?
What's going on here? Well, we can hook him to the log.
Yeah, I can hook him to
You
a
got a single tree? I'm Frank Rickman. I know who you are, but
Yeah, I know.
Where does them roads go?
You know that.
Didn't it?
Yeah. You know, her mate is the best dogs that I know of. But you know, they just some of them out there.
Well, there's some will, some won't.
Yeah.
Yep. there's
That
some.
dog in their tree.
That right there will. That right there will.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll treat. The only thing wrong with him, the bastard will sit and tree a squirrel 2 or 3 hours, and the squirrel will be a mile and a half away, but he'll just sit and bark.
Yeah.
But he's a pretty good possum coon dog.
Now Jeannie, she rides old French Fry. She gets right up on his back.
Who?
Jeannie?
No, I'm the one that rides him.
Yeah, you can walk right up there. She left that boy back there a little ways, I guess, so he wouldn't.
Yeah.
Ties that rope around his horns.
You know now the way they work them over in France, in Germany, they put a little band around their horns and put a block right across the front of their head, and that plank that's across the front of their head, right below their horns, they and they push instead of pull. Where we work them and let them pull with their shoulders, they put that block across their head and let them push.
Huh.
But I never seen that.
Is that a bird dog? Chris?
Is that a bird dog or a coon dog? It might be a squirrel dog, mine.
Nope, it's a hunting dog.
A hunting